Welcome back to Endangered Species Spotlight. This week we are talking about burrowing owls. Burrowing owls are a relatively small species of owl that is found in a bunch of areas in North and South America. Now, they are considered to be threatened in Mexico and endangered in Canada, with less than 100 individuals in the entirety of Canada. However, in the United States and a bunch of areas in South America, they are not considered to be endangered or threatened at the moment, despite their population declining. They do live almost entirely underground in those little burrows, and they come out to hunt and just kind of fly around and hang out, but that is where they mostly live. And they usually do not dig their own burrows, however, some have been observed to. Most of the time, they repurpose burrows from things like prairie dogs. And that is also where one of the main threats to their population comes from, because the burrowing owl population heavily depends on the prairie dog population, both for a food source as well as a habitat to live in and raise their babies in. Prairie dogs are generally considered to be a pest species, so there's a bunch of eradication programs in many areas, which leaves the burrows that the burrowing owls depend on to be refilled and not available for burrowing owl use. Additionally, with the eradication, the burrowing owls can no longer eat the prairie dogs, as well as occasionally if the burrowing owls eat a prairie dog that has been poisoned, then the burrowing owl will also get sick, and that is not good. There's also many other threats to the burrowing owl populations, including agriculture taking over their natural habitats, specifically in the prairies like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta, as well as other forms of industrialization, specifically their natural habitats being taken over and turned into golf courses, and so then they make use of prairie dog burrows that are on the golf courses or sometimes dig their own, and people that own the golf courses do not like that, so they have to get them removed, which does disrupt the burrowing owls, causing undue stress and harm to them. Now, the burrowing owls do depend on the prairie dogs as a source of food. However, sometimes big healthy prairie dogs are too large for them, so they usually eat the younger or already dead ones, which if the dead ones die from poisoning, that is not good. But much of their food source does come from other burrowing rodents, such as smaller mice as well as insects, which are also under threat of habitat loss, and their populations are declining due to agriculture and industrialization, thus even more decreasing the burrowing owl food source. Burrowing owls are considered to be protected in Canada currently and in some areas of the United States, and there are many types of conservation efforts going on to save them, including protecting their natural prairie habitats as well as developing some artificial burrows so they don't have to depend as heavily on prairie dogs. So that is good. They are not in any super immediate danger of going extinct, however their population is still declining and they are unfortunately endangered, at least in Canada.